Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. Today I have a Q&A slash assumptions video for you guys just to get to know me a little bit better. So I asked over on Instagram if anyone had any questions or assumptions just for this video, and yeah, I decided to do both because quite frankly I don't have enough subscribers or followers yet to like get just questions or get just assumptions. So we're gonna go ahead and do both. I think I'll do the assumptions first and then the questions after, because I feel like the questions I can kind of talk a bit more about, and also I think I got more like interesting questions than I did assumptions. So we're gonna go straight in with the assumptions. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Let's go. I've got them all on my laptop. I'm like deciding which to start with. So let's begin. The first assumption I got was you grew up watching beauty YouTube. This is very true. I've been watching beauty YouTube since YouTube began. Well, okay, not since YouTube began. YouTube came out in 2005 or 2004, 2005, and I was 7 then. But from the day that I went to senior school, so when I was in year 7, I have always loved YouTube. I have been watching YouTube for years, and beauty YouTube is like the OG for me. I began watching like 5-minute school makeup tutorials, and then it kind of escalated into watching like full-on makeup tutorials, and I have been interested in makeup and I've loved doing my own makeup for so many years. I went through a phase where I was wearing like the most extravagant colours on my eyes every day, whereas now I'm a bit more natural. I'm enjoying the natural look at the minute. But yeah, the answer to that is yes, I have always grew up watching beauty YouTube. It's been my favourite forever. And yeah, I think it always will be secretly deep down. Even though I love vlogs and I love lifestyle and home and all of that good stuff, beauty YouTube is like up there with one of my favourite things ever, pretty much. So yeah. The next assumption was from someone that I know, from a friend of mine. She said, I used to be so intimidated by you because you came across so fiery, but got to know you and you're one of the most genuine people. So I'm guessing from this that she means like I'm quite intimidating when you first meet me, and honestly I can't disagree more. I feel like I'm the softest person ever. So I asked Aaron what he thought about this one, and he said he was intimidated when he first met me as well, and I actually feel so bad because I'm the least intimidating person in the world. Like, I'm literally the most softest little softie ever. Like, genuinely, I am a wet wipe. So yeah, please, people, don't be intimidated because I'm really, really not intimidating at all. There is no reason to be intimidated of me. Like, I'm literally a softie through and through, like deep down. So yeah, that's funny. It made me laugh though, because even my own boyfriend was like, yeah, I was intimidated by you. Maybe because when he met me I had black hair, and I did look a bit scary with black hair. I feel like I'm a lot more user friendly with brown hair. Another assumption is you're the happiest you've ever been in yourself. This is somewhat true and somewhat not. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a weird one because I am happy within myself, like where I am, if that makes sense. I'm doing my masters, I'm almost done. I'm really, really pleased with like where I am in that, but at the same time I have no idea what I want to do, and that stresses me out. However, I'm also happy within my relationship. I'm happy within my skin for once. I went through a phase a few weeks ago, like I feel like I go through phases with like being happy within myself. Yeah, and I literally had a couple of weeks where I didn't exercise and it made me feel shit. But I feel like as long as I am exercising, as long as I am doing things that make me happy, then I'm always gonna be happy deep down. But yeah, I think I am at the minute. I'm quite happy. I haven't like cried at stuff in a while. I mean, I cried at Harry Potter last night when Dobby died, but that's kind of acceptable. But yeah, I haven't cried like about anything related to myself in a while, I don't think. So yeah, I would say I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been in myself. Especially like, I know that you shouldn't depend on relationships for happiness, but I definitely think that being with someone that actually treats me amazing has made me happy within myself, because they have shown me that I should be, if that makes sense. Like, I always like was happy within myself, but at the same time I got treated by shit by boys in the past, and that made me very insecure. But over, like I say, over the last kind of year and a half, I became a lot more happy and confident in my own body, and then I attracted my current boyfriend. So yeah. Okay, I have one more assumption before I move on to the questions. And this assumption is that I don't let the hard times define you. This is sometimes true and sometimes not. I try and not let the hard times define me, but I feel like any human is gonna let the hard times get to them sometimes. I definitely used to dwell on it a lot more than I now do. I think I'm a lot more zen nowadays. And also when I was on the contraceptive pill, I used to be a moody bitch, and I used to be so crazy. Just, I used to like overthink everything so much more. But I'm not on that anymore. And I definitely am a lot more zen as a result. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is kind of a difficult one, because like, what hard times am I letting define me? Hard times with boys, I always used to dwell on. I think that was like one of my like worst traits for a long time, and now that I'm happy, I think last summer I kind of became happy in myself, with myself last year, and I wasn't looking for anything anymore. I think that's where you kind of go wrong when you're letting the hard times get to you. If you had like hard times with boys, I think that's where you go wrong, because you just need to forget about it, and then someone truly great will come along eventually, as I learnt. But yeah, I try not to let the hard times define me, I guess. I try to be as happy as I can all the time. But sometimes they do get to you, but that's okay. I feel like that's just being human, and that's acceptable. Okay, now on to the questions. So I have a few questions actually. The first one being, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That is a very interesting question, because I don't know what I want to do for a job yet. The kind of purpose of doing my master's was to like figure out what I want to do as a job, and I haven't figured that out yet. But ideally in the next 5 years I will, like, you know, be owning a house, or be on my way to owning a house, because that is very, very difficult. It's so hard, especially in today's climate. I would like to be in a job that I enjoy. You know, I don't really have any desires to be like engaged or like with kids. Like, fucking hell, like, I'm not even 22 yet. I'm 22 next month. So yeah, in the next 5 years I'll be 27, and I mean, yeah, maybe married, like maybe engaged, but like, I don't know, I kind of just like try not to think too much about that stuff. The only thing that I really would want by that age is to be owning a house, I guess. And to be in a job that I really enjoy, maybe with a puppy and some cats. But yeah, I'm not going to put pressure on the other things, because I feel like if they're going to happen, they're going to happen. Like, if I'm going to get proposed to, I'm going to get proposed to. Who knows? I might be single in 5 years' time. I mean, Aaron might really get sick of me and get rid of me. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think I would put pressure on anything other than I want to own a house. I want to be in a secure job that I enjoy, that I have maybe like quite a bit of freedom within. I do think I want to be able to be quite flexible in whatever job I go into. I'm really not sure what I want to do yet, even though I was meant to decide that this year, but we move. The next question is, what's your favourite memory from uni? This one is so interesting. I literally can't even decide, because there's so many. I would probably say like This Is Oxford, which is like the end of year festival that they do at uni, and it's so fun. Like, that's like probably one of my favourite nights out. Those nights were always fun, like last year and the one before. It didn't happen this year because of COVID, which is sad, but I don't think I would have gone anyway, because I had 2 years of like really enjoyable This Is Oxford events. So I don't know, I feel like maybe going again would have been pushing it a little bit, and I maybe would have had a shit time, but who knows. Yeah, those nights were always fun. I just think like the evenings at like house parties with all my friends, or like gatherings where we'd all just chill and just drink, like those are my favourite nights. Definitely living with my best friends as well, and like getting to be with them every day, because now we're all scattered across the country and it's really sad. We're actually meant to be meeting up next weekend, which is fun, but other than that, like it's kind of sad because now, like after spending every day with each other, we're not together anymore, and it's really sad. But yeah, I definitely would just probably say spending every day with all my friends, getting to just see everyone and living in the same area as people, like living within like a 10-second walk of my friends is just great. Like I can't ever ask for anything better. I found this one interesting because I could do a video on this separately. Like I could literally talk about this forever, because I can literally hear Aaron just screaming at his fucking video games. Anyway, so overcoming being fucked over to then finding someone and letting them in. This is me to a T. Like it really is. I have been fucked over by people and by myself, I think, so many times. I used to really get my hopes up with boys that I knew it wasn't going to be a thing with. I could name names, but I'm not going to name names. I could go through so many situations where this has happened for me, but I also have been genuinely fucked over, been made to feel like I can get my hopes up and that this is going somewhere, and then just being like ghosted. But yeah, I have been ghosted before. I have been seeing people for months and months and months. It's literally been like a relationship with each other's parents, and then one day I just didn't hear from them, and then a year later they messaged me like, I'm really sorry, I wasn't ready for a girlfriend. Fuck you. But yeah, I really didn't, that was 3 years ago now, that particular thing that I'm talking about, and I really didn't recover from that. I took that trauma and I ran with it like through the whole of my years at university until the last year. I got attached to people that I knew I shouldn't be attached to, as a result of like the trauma that I experienced from that person 3 years ago. And yeah, like I say, like the year after and the year after, I really did kind of fuck myself over by getting invested in boys that I knew it was just like casual or whatever, or like we were just dating. And yeah, I didn't think I would ever get through it, because I thought I was going to be damaged forever, and I was never going to find someone that made me feel good enough. And I always felt I'm not good enough after that. That just kind of made me feel like, well, if you don't want me, then no one's ever going to want me. Do you know what I mean? I think you really have to have time off. You really do. I don't think that you can be truly happy with someone else until you're happy within yourself. So I, like I say, had the whole of third year like away from boys pretty much, for 7 whole months until July, and then I met Aaron. And yeah, like I say, it was difficult to let him in, and I still am learning. I still really am. I still have days sometimes where I feel insecure, but you know, he is very good at helping me with that. He knows, because he's had shit times as well. He has been affected by relationships in the same ways, if not worse ways than I have, which reassures me, because I know when he says I love you, that he means it, and that when he like he cares, like he's a genuine person. And I think as well, it's definitely a case of like you when you know, and you know that someone's being genuine, you can really, really tell. Whereas like I know deep down that the boys I was like trusting years ago, and like in my time at uni, they were not trustworthy boys. Like I knew that, I knew it. Like for some reason I just did it because I thought, oh no, it's fine, like I'll be the one that changes them. But like with, oh my god, he's literally screaming, like, are you okay? With Aaron, I know that he's such a nice boy and he's just genuine. He's so nice, and I know that he loves me because I know that he is a trustworthy person. I definitely think you do just have to kind of put yourself out there and trust someone again. But it was hard for me, definitely. Although I just was very open with him because I knew the situation that he'd been through as well. And so I just kind of put myself out there and said, look, I've been through similar, like, I feel like that's all you can do. So for the answer to that question, I really rambled on there, but you can get fucked over, you can be truly damaged, and yet you will know when someone is genuine. And I really think that, like, when the one comes along, like, you know, when someone really genuine is there and is putting themselves out there and being like, look, I want to be with you, you will know that's truthful. Because if you think about it, all the boys that fucked you over never once said, I want to be with you, I want to be your boyfriend. That's just, they didn't ever say that, really, did they? They might have treated you like they wanted to be your boyfriend, but they didn't say it, and they didn't make it clear that that's what they wanted out of it. So yeah, I feel like you just need to fully put yourself out there, be like, right, this person is telling me they love me, I need to trust them. That's all you can do. But yeah, like I said, I'm still learning, because it's hard. It is. If you've been fucked over so many times, which I could count on, I can't even count on both hands because I've been fucked over so many times, it is difficult, and I fully understand. But if you want to talk about it, message me. Okay, so I have one more question, and that is about lockdown. Is what is the main thing that's kept you sane during lockdown? Honestly, being in a house with other people has kept me so sane. I think if I was on my own this whole time, I would have really found it hard. I get so bored, and like, I can't just sit all day and do work, or I can't just sit all day and be on the computer. I like to have human interaction, and I know that for some people they've not been able to have that during this time. But yeah, I genuinely put it down to human interaction. The whole point of lockdown was not to have human interaction, but yeah, I've been living with Aaron's family for this whole time. But if you're away from family and friends, I definitely think calling them, making sure you're having like daily FaceTimes with your family, will really, really help. I also think going and exercising, that has kept me going as well. I've been really inconsistent with it, but I've kind of got back into it in the last couple of weeks, and I do think that it makes me feel better when I do exercise, and I'm in a much better headspace, whereas if I don't, I feel just sluggish and gross, and it just makes me feel even more down as a whole. So yeah, I definitely think that. Also, retail therapy, I have been buying myself stuff for summer because there was hope at the end of the tunnel that we would be allowed out again. And so I've been like planning my outfits. Also starting a new endeavour. I started YouTube during lockdown. I think that this is something that has really made me happy. I've been wanting to do this since I was 12, like genuinely, and finally did it. I think it gave me an excuse to be like, you have no excuse anymore. But yeah, I just think interact with people as much as you can. You know, FaceTime your family, FaceTime your grandparents, FaceTime everyone that you can, your friends. See your friends at a social distance. Like, just do whatever you can within the guidelines to keep yourself sane. Like, honestly, I have found it very difficult, and some days not going out or just going to Tesco like once a week has been horrible for me. But exercise, buy yourself nice things if you've got the money to do it. Ring your parents, ring your family, ring your friends, see your friends in the park, and you will get through it eventually. Honestly, start a new endeavour, start YouTube, start a business, read a book. Just honestly, just find stuff to do. If you have stuff to do, if you have some kind of routine, even if like you wake up late, if you still, you know, do the things that you want to do in that day, you will feel so much better for it. So this video has been really rambly. I'm going to end it here. If you would like to see one of these videos again, I'd be happy to do one. Actually, I found it really fun. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.